what we do as humans is we'll have all the faith in the world and all the belief in the world. But now that faith, that belief is controlling us. That wanting it so bad.
Yeah.
If
that's
we genuinely have
your behavior and your actions.
Exactly. So if we genuinely have faith, you're gonna let it go.
Absolutely.
And once you let it go, if it's meant for you, if you put God's blessing on it, it's gonna come to you. And anything that didn't come for you, that you prayed about, it wasn't for you.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God. Ain't that what they say?
That's the only way.
Absolutely.
That's the only way.
You've been searching for love in all of the wrong places. Been around the world and back again. Ain't no rush because I'm patient. When they cut that check, I sign that check, jonjason. It's already in the bank, so why would I go and chase it?
Hey, what's up everyone? Happy 420! I have with me Albert Loman.
What's up, man?
I'm so excited to talk to you. How are you?
I'm good. Chilling, you know. It's 420.
It is.
You know, I'm chilling.
It is.
I mean, I don't smoke.
Okay.
You know, but
you support the holiday.
I support the holiday.
The celebration.
Yeah, because as soon as I leave here, I'm going to go try to find me some chocolate shrooms.
Okay.
You know, microdose, go have me a good night. Just chill out, you know, vibe out.
Yeah, they say microdosing is like good for your mental health actually. And
I kind of believe that.
All of that. I do too.
Yeah.
You unlock something when you do that.
It was my first time just last year trying like chocolate shrooms, and I'm not going to hold you. It was another level of happiness. You know what it reminded me of?
Yeah.
As immature as this is going to sound, it reminded me of how weed used to make me feel when I first started smoking it.
I can see that.
Giggly, like everything's funny, and then I'm hungry. And like, it's like a euphoric feeling. And I just felt like a sense of joy, especially because obviously I'm around people I trusted. And, you know, because they say if you take too much, you have a bad trip and all this stuff. But she was very like, here, take a piece.
That's dope.
And then I'm like, she was like, you feel it? I was like, no. Then another piece, and then like more and more. And then I was like, give me another piece. But it was a good fun time. I've done it a couple times.
Okay.
Then, so yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Would you ever do ayahuasca? Have you heard of it?
What is that? Ain't that where people travel and be throwing up?
So you go to like Costa Rica. They have it in different places, I think. And you go on this retreat and you like do shrooms and you meditate and you're one with the earth and people and all of that. Like,
I could go hug a tree.
Okay.
If I want to do it.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not going to say no, not never would I ever do anything like that, but I'm definitely open to the idea of always trying something out, you know? Yeah, I guess.
Are you into traveling? You like traveling?
I love traveling.
What's
I
your
traveled the
favorite place?
most last year.
Oh, wow.
Ironically, yeah.
Wow.
I used to travel within the states growing up because, you know, my parents, you know, we moved from Florida to Atlanta, to Atlanta, to Texas to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Both of my parents were in the Air Force.
Wow.
So I moved around a little bit, and I think that's where I got the bug from, like, you know, I want to go to New York, I want to go to Miami. And then I started traveling on my own when AirTran was around. AirTran, you get a little student ticket for like $50.
Oh,
hop on a flight. Oh, man, I was gone. I immediately started going. But last year I went Cabo, Tulum, Turks and Caicos, Puerto Rico, and Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah. I stayed at the Burj Al Arab. Shout out to Chassie. Thank you for that. We went for her
birthday.
Tell me
about Dubai. Like, how was that?
Dubai is not what it was, what people thought it, you know, when they were asking questions like, are they strict and you're not allowed to like expose your hair and like eat certain things?
Keep talking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm listening.
I know, it's fine. I'm just going to wait. There we go. He had to grab his Gucci's, you know?
Yes.
The Gucci's.
Yeah.
There's the interviewer right there. Boom.
There we go.
Yeah. Now he's in character.
Yes.
But Dubai.
Nice. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Dubai was a really fun trip.
What'd you do?
Honestly, everything that we wanted to do, but I like being there almost full 10 days, it makes you not want to leave. Like, they literally treat you like royalty. And the way that my sister rolled out not my blood sister, but she's just like a female figure in my life who's like really amazing to me, Chastity Clark. She took me out there, and the way she did it was so slick because she went out there for her birthday. And I was still, you know, here in LA, going to work, managing the bar, doing whatever, doing my auditions. I was in the gym. And I called her. I forgot what I was calling her for. She picked up the phone and she was like, what, you calling because you want to come to Dubai? I said, you don't pay me enough for me to go to Dubai with you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was just joking with her. And she was like, boy, shut up. She said, what's your email? I was like, you're not about to do nothing with that.
Wow.
So she was like, what is your email? And I was like, I'm about to hang up this phone. I got to finish my workout. She texted me. She said, give me your email now. So I texted to her just to see what she was going to do. I'm in the middle of my set, like doing bench press, and my phone go off and email, and I was like, that ain't no way.
Yeah.
I finished doing my set. I looked at my phone and said, Emirates. I said,
wow.
Oh, I'm going to Dubai. I text the men's, I text the boys group chat, and I was like, hey, bro, I'm out. I'm leaving tomorrow. It was literally like last minute.
Lit.
And I felt
so grateful. How long were you
out
there for?
Like 10 days at the Burj Al Arab.
Wow.
I had the time of my life. It was my first experience ever traveling that far. And I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to even experience those kind of things.
Yeah.
Just from like the way they treat you, the role.
You were out there for how long again?
About 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to leave because she wanted to go into like Africa and somewhere else after that. Okay. And she wanted me to go with her. And mind you, she's like, I'm not just out there just, not working.
Right.
So I'm shooting her content. I'm shooting my content. We're having a good old time. It was just like the level of like respect and love they gave us. And obviously, everything is about money out there too. So we had a good time.
Y'all turned up.
Shout out to Chastity because she had the coin. So
cheers to Chastity.
Yeah, thank you for that, sis. That was a one in a lifetime experience, and I'm definitely never gonna forget that.
All right.
She texted me the other day talking about, you ready to go back to Dubai? I said, don't play with me.
Wow. Well, you know what, Chastity, come on the jonjason YouTube /podcast/ everything.
That's a great businesswoman, by the way. If you have any business like ideas, etiquette, like anything where you trying to bounce ideas off or anything like that, like that's
Do you know her website or Instagram or anything? Can you shout her out?
I think it's Chastity Clark, Miss Chas on Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think that's it. I haven't been on Instagram in like a couple of weeks, like 6 weeks. So
got it.
I'm trying to like just
I'll put it right here or here.
Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She's a sweetheart to me. I don't know about you do her wrong, she gonna be looking at you like crazy. But so far so good. And,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, tell me about your upbringing. Like, how did you get into acting? Ooh. Have you always been an actor and like a creative person? As
a child, I was full of energy to the point to where, I had like a little stuttering problem. I was like super hyper. Okay. So I had to do something with all of that
Channel that energy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I found a love from like watching Martin, Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to Wayne Brothers and all that stuff like that. I just mimic and fell in love with those kind of shows. And I saw that there was an outlet to just kind of be freely myself and like comedic and fun and entertain my family a lot of the times. Especially my dad. When I got around my dad, it was just like, I'm named after him. Like I was a little boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could just like do whatever. Yeah. Like in elementary school, there was this, let me give you a little quick story. Okay. In elementary school in Decatur, Georgia, I got in trouble because there was this girl at the water fountain that I had a crush on, right? And she was like, going up to the water fountain, taking her turn, and I got out of line, and I went up to her, and at the time, my dad was listening to this song, like, let me lick you up and down a lot. So I was just repeating what I heard. I'm a kid. I was like, let me lick you up. And the teacher heard it. She was like, snatched me up. She took me to the principal's office. They called my dad. My dad came up there. He was like, why would you sing that? I'm trying to like get on to me. Walking down the hallway, like leaving. He was like, yeah, I like that. We got in the car. I think we went shopping. He put on a show for the teachers. Of course he did. Shout out to my pops though. He'll a real one. Wow. Okay, so you grew up with your mom and dad? I grew up with both, actually. Okay. For probably like 2 years out of my elementary school years, I was with my dad, and then I went and lived with my mom because my dad was like a truck driver, so he like was on the road a lot. Does he still do that now? Yeah, he still does. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Does he have his own business? Yep, he sure does. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. He has his own tractor. There's a lot of money in that. It sure the fuck is. Yeah. And my little brother does it now too. Nice. And then I lived with my mom a little bit. Middle school, I went to Griffin Middle School, and the same area like Julia Roberts grew up in, stuff like that. I believe they said one time, I think when I just happened to not be at the school, she had came there and like read, like in the library to like the kids and shit. I wasn't there, so I don't know how true that was. I just kind of heard it, if I can remember correctly. But I was back in Cobb County for middle school, then I stayed majority of high school till like my last year out in Cobb County. Then I went to Columbia, back in DeKalb County in Decatur, Georgia. So yeah. Okay, so you just kind of had the acting bug, and you was Atlanta. Like, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. How was growing up in Atlanta? It was beautiful. I loved it. I didn't like after like Katrina happened, what the city turned into. But when I was at Osborne, what I do? I ended up taking like a theater course, and my theater teacher was like one of those Caucasian women that was like, I'm a class clown. I'm never going to amount to anything.
Interesting.
And good luck kind of thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at her, and I had a little smart mouth. And I was like, but you're here.
Right.
It just slipped out, and she kicked me out of her class.
You know what? That's so interesting that you said that, because really I feel like we're on the same level if we're in the same experience. And I know so many people would disagree with me saying that. Obviously, you come into different worlds, different times, but I say that because I'm like, we all have something to learn and to teach each other.
Yeah. And she's the teacher. She's not supposed to judge or predict or project onto me. Yeah, I might have been a class clown, but obviously, how come you didn't find it in your wisdom and the things that you've experienced to teach me how to channel that and use that for a character that you might see fit, where it's authentic in a school play or something like that. So it was definitely discouraging at the time.
Wow.
But I also knew that I had it in my head that I was going to amount to something.
Absolutely.
So when I first booked my first big like feature film, like that was my first thought. I was like, yeah, bitch.
Wow.
I did it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Like I had to give myself that because that was kind of like a small fuel to, me keep going.
You know what? Like, I love that, and I have a similar story. Not like different, but similar. I'll share. So when I was in college, I applied. Actually, when I was a senior in high school, I applied to 13 schools. I just wanted to go to college. I got into 12 of them.
Congrats.
And I got into my first choice with the scholarship, Berklee College of Music. And I only applied for so many and scholarships and all of that stuff was because I overheard my mom and her ex-husband, husband at the time, but they were arguing. He was like, John isn't gonna amount to nothing. If anything, he's gonna go to a community college. So I was like, nigga, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna fucking make it.
But what is that about? Like, where the adults...
I don't know.
Well, actually, no. I could speak to that. I could attest to that. Learning as I'm becoming an adult, and I'm kind of glad about my older siblings and my siblings who are a little bit younger than me, like what they have become. I'm extremely proud of all of them. It's just having to witness the generational like breakthroughs and how I was able at such a young age to forgive my mom and my dad for the things they had not know they might have done. Yeah. But I looked past what they did to me, and I looked at where they came from. Yeah. And I noticed, at 16, 17 years old, I'm like, they did this. They might have come from a broken family, and my dad didn't have a dad because he passed away when my dad was 8. Like, he didn't have the structure and elements to know what and how to create certain things to create a flow of like, you could also go out into the world and do this, and but it was just so one note because back then the black man had to go to work, provide, couldn't cry, couldn't feel, couldn't do anything, and then times are changing now. Yeah,
and to your point, I think that people kind of do what they've been taught and conditioned to do, and so I took that as like, okay, he didn't have someone to love and encourage him and support his dreams, so that's just him and what he's dealing with. I don't have to internalize that. But what I did,
but as a teenager, a young adult, or even a child, you get what I'm saying? There's so many adults, even to this day, like even with the TikTok world, where they're exposing their children and they, they're doing it for likes and clicks and clickbait, but then they don't know what and how that's going to affect their child later on in life. Yeah. Like you get
I think that's why it's so important to have conversations and just communication around like, hey, like, how does this make you feel? Like, how are you feeling about this?
And leave room for them to change their mind.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is kind of
normalize that. I think now people are.
And I'm big on communication because
same.
If I could be completely honest with you, I kind of grew up in a family environment where they kind of swept everything under the rug.
Do as I say, not as I do, and
you know what I was doing? Lifting that rug up. Hey y'all, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about
this? Skeletons under this rug.
Some shit down here, which is cool.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was not to be talked about, which why later on in life when I became an adult and I understood why and the reasonings, it kind of like it all made sense because it would have to make them relive their flaws, their, you know, because I don't know what it's like to be a parent. I don't know the sacrifices behind what they may have had to do or things they had to push to their subconscious to just help raise and feed a child on day to day. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Sure. So shout out to all the strong-willed parents out there that's doing it. I don't have a child of my own yet, but I can only imagine how much strength that takes to make those kind of sacrifices to where you no longer are just caring about yourself.
For sure. Do you want kids?
I think I do.
How many?
I would love to have a boy-girl twin. They run on my dad's side of the family, so hopefully one day soon, you know.
All right.
You know, I'm able to be blessed with that, but I'll take whatever God give me.
All right. Yeah. Well, I will send you know, a message to God about that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, cheers to me planting my seed, you know.
Cheers to your twins. Yeah.
What about you? Do you plan to have kids?
I would like to have 3 children.
Okay.
I would like to, I'm so excited about having kids, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most exciting things in my life. Next to like finding my partner and like completely being in love in my relationship. I have always fantasized and been in awe of a family dynamic and a healthy family, you know, and I feel like I want to have kids because I want the family that I always wanted, even though I love my family and they love me probably more than I love them, honestly. I know that sounds crazy to say.
No.
Yeah, but, you know, I really, 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 really want 3 kids and just a beautiful family.
Like
and
2
just
boys and a baby girl, or like...
Honestly, I don't even care what genders. Yeah. I just want 3, at least, minimum. You know? And,
I originally wanted 4.
Okay.
But then I was like, you know, like have your nieces and nephews. You kind of like have, you know, they're coming, they're getting teenagers and they come and visit you and stuff. I'd be like, oh, kids is expensive.
Oh yeah. Which is why I haven't had any yet, because I really like my trust fund has to be together.
I want so much money before I have a child brought into this world.
Same.
So God willing, I can make it at a good. Well, thankfully I'm identified as a male, so it's like as long as this is working, these balls is working, I can go put that in the egg at 60 if I want to.
Sure.
You know, but it's just it's like. I do know that hopefully before 40, I'm able to have a child.
Same.
And even if it's 1, I'd be happy with that. You get what I'm saying? So
honestly, same. I always saw myself at the age of like 33 to 35 having children. I'm 31 now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I honestly, I'm enjoying my life right now.
So what year was that? That was
91.
91.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
It does. So I love my life and I love my nieces and nephews and my siblings and my family.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 10 siblings.
Really? Guess how many I have?
How many?
9.
Wow.
Where do you fall at?
I'm like the middle child.
I'm the middle child.
Wow.
That's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers to being the middle children.
Cheers to being the middle children.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but I've always wanted kids.
How do you break it down?
How do I break it down as
your siblings, like with you being in the middle? Is it like brothers?
So I have like 6 sisters and 4 brothers, I think.
Who's the eldest to the youngest?
The eldest is, I want to say she's in her early 40s. The youngest is, my little brother is 17. Yeah, but I think I might have one under him. I'm not really sure.
Same mom, same dad, or?
Same dad, different mom.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad has 8 kids, 5 different women. 3 with my mom. The reason why it becomes 9 is because my eldest sister, we have a different dad but same mom.
Got you. But you love them all the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I don't believe in like, oh, that's my half sister, half brother.
What is that?
Like, that's my brother and sister. Like,
I promise you, I'm so grateful, like regardless of, you know, if I'm thinking about the mature way of things, regardless of whatever his baby mamas was feeling and going through at that time, it never stopped me from engaging and getting to know my siblings, younger or older. But I also had the leniency to, because my father didn't pay child support for me, he paid child support for the rest of them, I could go wherever. If I want to go stay with my little brother for a few months or a year and go to school over there, I could. If I want to go stay with my sisters, I could do that too. You get what I'm saying? So I had that platform and I utilized it. I got to know all of my siblings.
So you're close to pretty much all your siblings?
All of them, Besides two of my brothers, but they're they're little hermits. They be in their own little world, And I don't judge them. I get it. My nephew's kind of the same, but he still fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? Like he just left. He came out here for spring break. He had a time of his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love my family. Like my family is what drives me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's like one of your core values, family.
Absolutely.
I love
that. The dynamic of experiencing people who have never had family or siblings like that. Like, I dated somebody once who was an only child, and I was just like, this is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I started to feel like studied a little bit because I'm just like, the type of questions that were being asked, like why do they love you? And like, I'm like, huh? Right? Like what? Like what do you mean? This is my family. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but I have to put myself in someone else's shoes and understand that they might not, nor will ever experience what that kind of love may feel like.
Right.
Parental love, yes. But when it comes to like having access to 8 or 9 different siblings, it's like at the drop of a dime, if shit go left, I'm Gucci.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm extremely grateful for that. And I'm not, shitting on the adults or teenagers or kids who are only children. Y'all got it made good.
Oh yeah.
If you really think about it, y'all really got it made
good.
But in my experience, in my life, in my world, I utilized my siblings for communication and inspiration because I wanted to allow them to see that there's other things out in the world. The same thing goes with my parents. I think the one time I came back from LA to go visit Atlanta, my sister took me to the airport. She kind of like cried because she was like, I wish I could go, I wish I was going with you. And I was like, well, you made your choices. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
for sure
trying to talk, like trying to tell you did something wrong, but this is the choice I made by not doing certain things, knocking somebody up and doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? I just decided to put me first because I lost my innocence when I was a child. Maybe because I didn't have certain things that I longed for, so I went out and created it and got it myself.
So talk to me about that. You lost your innocence as a child. What happened?
I'm speaking to the fact that I was molested twice by a man.
At what ages?
The first time was like 8. It was a family friend.
Okay.
And then again at like 13.
Wow.
Which was someone living in the neighborhood we were staying in.
Wow, and those are pivotal ages of a person's existence.
Yeah.
So how did you cope with that? Like, did you ever get therapy for it, or did you kind of just navigate it yourself? Or
I navigated it myself.
Okay.
With the whole forgiving part and praying and going to church and asking God, like, what's wrong with me? Why am I having these thoughts? And all these kind of things, all these different elements to only learn that as long as I move forward in light and love and forgiveness, it's not for the other person. It's for me to forgive myself for something that I didn't even know that was supposed to happen to me.
Right.
And I'm not saying it was supposed to, but it helped shape me into the person that I am.
Okay. And
I would like to think, outside of me being a little standoffish and a little rude, I'm not a fucking asshole if you really get to fucking know me. Yeah. Regardless of what everybody fucking says. Yeah. And y'all can attest to that. My friendships have lasted 10, 15 years, like, because I'm full of love and communication. And I'm I have built a tribe of people that know me. You get what I'm saying? They know the depths of who I am and my character. And
I can tell because before I actually met you, I have seen you around at least 5 times. But I never met you, and you were always like with different people, and I'm just out and about doing my thing. But I could tell I could tell you have good people around you, and I can tell that you protect your energy. Yeah. And you have a good vibe about you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, even without knowing you, I could see that. Same. So you talking about that, I'm like, oh wow, like I could see that.
It stems from having to be protective, and then like when my sister started my brother started having kids and stuff like that, it's a different thing because now it's like, okay, what if something happened to them and like nobody believes them, stuff like that. My mind is not only thinking about myself, it's thinking about my family. Everything I do is not only for myself, it is for my family. The fact I recorded music just for my grandmother to hear. Like, the fact that, like, I started, the acting thing I always wanted to do for me, but certain elements along the way was to inspire someone else in my family. Yeah. Even down to the cooking. You know what I'm saying? My dad taught me how to grill. Wow. Growing up with my grandmother, and I have an Hispanic mother. So I'm
of what descent? Or
so my mother, my R.I.P. Grandma Cookie, Ninfa, she was born in Madrid, from what my mom says. And my mom's dad is a native of this country. So my mom's basically mixed. My dad's black, but he swear he got Indian in him. And I'm like, Dad, what kind of Indian you got in you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they met in the Air Force, and they had me and my sisters. But yeah, so yeah, I'm mixed or whatever. So having that experience of like growing up.
Do you
like,
speak any Spanish or?
Nah, I wish I did. Like fluent.
Did your mom speak any?
She does. Okay. And unfortunately,
was that her first language?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can.
So she didn't teach you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You want to hear about it?
Yeah.
You want the tea? You want the hot piping tea?
I want the hot piping tea.
Okay, cool. So. If my mother speaks it, or even some of my friends, if they speak Spanish to me, right, I can understand it a lot more than me speaking it and having like a rapport. Yeah. So unfortunately, I had a stepfather. Who helped raise me for 17 years. That was like right after I was born. My mom met the new guy and like, stuff like that. He wasn't really too appreciative because he was the man in the house. He paid all the bills. He didn't appreciate her speaking another language in his home.
Interesting.
Lo and behold,
the male's ego is so fragile.
Male ego, right?
Wow.
So, and come to find out after having adult conversations with my mother, it was just like he thought I was talking about him all the time. And
interesting.
She was.
His own insecurities, or she actually was. Okay.
But not in a bad way, you know. Yeah. It's just, you know, she was the wife, and you know, she in the house cooking and cleaning, doing her job.
Yeah. So, how did you start like singing and doing music?
Singing and doing music came about after my first couple of years in LA. I doing my student films. I booked a show called Miles and Cal. Went on for a few seasons. Generated a few million views and 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. We reached a state of production to where I noticed that money was coming in, but I wasn't getting paid. And it's no shade to the production. I was super green. I had no idea, like, you know, the elements of what YouTube was before YouTube became YouTube. And I just kind of like tried to put my foot down and was like, hey, like, pay me the bare minimum because I'm still working a 9 to 5. Like, at least give me $150 a day. Not even SAG rates or anything like that. Like, something. Well, don't you get an Uber every day to set and we feed you? I was like, that's $5 a foot long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I wasn't trying to be like my ego. It was, I was
but
the,
you know what
the
you,
lead in
what
the show.
Just, while you were the lead, and they were trying to give you
it was called Miles and Kyle.
What?
I was Kyle. But it was great quality. You know, it was shot well. Shout out to Loman Pierre. He's talented as fuck. And I'm not taking anything away from his artistry. It was just, I was at a peak to where I couldn't sacrifice, keep taking off of work to pay, like,
because now you're in a deficit.
Because I'm like, I got bills
This
to
is
pay.
literally off the strength.
Like, this is like in my free time when we can find moments to film kind of thing. And I made great relationships and friends throughout the entire, like, I think I was there for about 4 or 5 seasons. So when I got the phone call about, like, they're making merch now and doing, like, we want to do cups and shirts. And I'm just like, so obviously some money's coming in somewhere. And you can't pay me the $150. I'm not mad at it,
but a day, that's nothing. Like,
in a day, man, you know these productions be running 8 to 12, 14 hours sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the show was based around us, and it was a spinoff from a show called My Brother's Keeper that won Best Drama at the LA Web Festival. And the fact that fans wanted to see that bad, Lamont went and created the show, and I was thankful for the show. I learned a lot, and it helped me with my acting chops, like a whole lot. But I just was just like, okay, if you want to do that, then I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to decline filming like the new season. And they went ahead and, you know, they gave Miles his own storyline, and they pursued that. And I don't know what happened to that, but then like over the course of like a couple of years, fans started reaching out. It was like, hey, whatever happened to Miles and Cal? Like Facebook, Twitter, all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't know. You're going to have to reach out to the director about that. And funny enough, this year, he reached out and asked me, like, hey, like, what are you up to? How's things looking now? I was like, life's good, life's great. Like, what's up? You know, I've just been working. And he was just like, how would you feel about bringing Miles and Cal back and finishing their love story? And I was like, let's give the fans what they want. But this time, you have to go through my agent. You have to book me. You have to pay me my respect because now I built up my name and my accolades and my IMDb
and
credits.
The price went up.
And the
Frankly,
price went up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I believe he's doing his due diligence on that. So anybody watching that is fans of Miles and Cal, you know, send prayers up, help Loman.
What
you know.
network or
We don't know
platform?
yet.
Okay.
We don't know yet. He just reached out and was like, he said he
and
did.
Is that a TV show or a film?
He did say it was a network that was interested.
Okay.
I don't know what network, and he said that they wanted to introduce it as a movie that turns into a series. So if all goes well, you guys will have your Miles and Cal love story.
Nice.
It will come, you know, to fruition, God willing. Because I'm always down to do the art. You get
That's
what I'm
so
saying?
dope.
I want to give the fans what they want.
I love that. I think it's something so special about actors because y'all actually bring the project to life.
Yeah.
You know, like once everything is written, you know, we got the producer, the writer, the director, all of that. Now it's time to perform this thing.
Yeah.
And
Because it all started with a thought.
Yeah.
Someone's thought.
Absolutely.
Or a writing room of people's thoughts, you know, just to create storylines and stuff.
For
But yeah, it's definitely like, I think that show particularly touched a lot of people, and they saw so much authenticity of what like LA life was, and a lot of people related to Kyle's character, which I at moments in certain scenes was like art imitating life, with like acceptance and getting kicked out of school because of their sexuality and all these different type of things. So many people like related to that, and it was a beautiful thing that we created. So I'm extremely proud of the work that we done. But I'm excited to see where it goes, and hopefully if it goes well, then you guys will have y'all love story.
Yay,
you know?
That's awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that. So tell me about this new project on Tubi.
Oh yeah, that's out.
How did that come about? Like, did you get that through your agent, or did you just kind of like hear
I
about
actually
it,
received a text message from my agent out here in LA.
Okay.
And they asked me if I would be interested in another project working with Footage Films, and I said absolutely. They treat me like family every time I work with them. So I auditioned and sent over the tape. They said, "Can you be here tomorrow?" I said, "Yes."
Okay.
I will be there.
And it was in LA too?
Yeah, they shot in LA, well, like Long Beach area.
Okay. LA.
Yeah, it's LA.
If you live here, it's like, oh, that's a little
definitely
drive.
LA. But yeah, I ended up booking that like that, and it wasn't like, you know, I wasn't a newbie. It wasn't like, you know, I didn't know these people and stuff like that. Because my first feature film was a rom-com I shot with, I think his name was Trevor. Trevor was the main character, and he was with, was it Alfred, Funny Marco, and myself. So it was like the homies. We were creating like this app and like a dating app and stuff like that. It was a pretty good. It had Erica Mina and Mastika.
Okay.
It's a BET Plus film. You guys can go check that out. It's called Swag Inc.
Okay, Swag Inc.
Yeah, I did that audition. I booked that. And funny story is how I booked that was when I felt like I was ready to give up.
Wow. So how did you find the courage to show up for yourself during that time?
Honestly speaking, at that time, it was the strength of one of my friends that kind of like, just do it, just knock it out. And at this rate, I had already went home.
Wow.
Like no one knew that like I went home. Like,
you went to Atlanta?
I went to Atlanta.
Wow.
I was just like, fuck this, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm ready to shoot new headshots, start new, let's kill the Atlanta market.
I mean, but the industry is, if not just as much, maybe even more low-key, especially for black people out there. So
I was on my mother's couch, and I just was just like, something's telling me to post this headshot. It was a particular headshot that I posted, and I tagged every single writer, director, producer, showrunner, people I aspire to work with.
Yeah.
And when I got an email back saying, "Hey, I need you to audition for this role, but it shoots in LA," and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm on my mama's couch right now, and I'm trying to, you know, figure out life."
Yeah.
Something inside me said, "Go back." Wow. I talked to my dear friend AJ, RIP, I miss you. I talked to AJ Crimson. He was like, bring your ass back to LA and shoot that audition.
Wow.
I didn't even shoot the audition in Atlanta. I shot it in LA with a friend of mine named Dijon. And I went to new elements within that self-tape to where Dijon was like, I like that, but try this.
Are you talking about light-skinned Dijon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another actor friend, showrunner, producer,
Okay,
writer
yeah.
friend of mine. He's he encouraged me to take a new step in like trying new things in my audition tapes. So I took his advice and I put on this like British accent, and stuff like that, and that's what got me booked. Because when I showed up at the table read and they played, you know, the thing for us and all that stuff like that, they were just like, that's what we loved. We loved that you went and. You guys can go watch it. It's on BET Plus.
Okay.
It's called Swag Inc. again.
Swag
I played the
Inc.
role of Mike. But yeah, I was extremely grateful for that opportunity.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
And that just goes to say, like, having people that support you and give you a different perspective changes.
Because John's been in the game.
Absolutely.
That's why when he said what he said, I was like, I'm going to listen to you. Because I think they wanted like a Brian Gumble feel, like proper. But John was like, nah, go full-fledged British, like London. And I did, and I got booked. And that was my first feature film.
Wow.
And then ever since then, I never left LA. I mean, I went home for like 2 weeks, so like, did I really leave? But I had like, at that moment, I had given up. And I'm not even going to. Because I was just like, I'm not booking nothing.
Yeah.
Work is slow. Like, they playing with my hours and like,
And I think that's what dreams are about, like believing in things that you can't necessarily see.
Or touch.
However, it's tangible. Because like the Clark sisters once said, you got to see it before you see it or you never will see it. So having that, I know it's going to happen. I don't know how or what or when or where, but I'm just going to believe in it.
What we do as humans is we'll have all the faith in the world and all the belief in the world. But now that faith, that belief is controlling us. That wanting it so bad.
Yeah.
If
that's
we genuinely have
your behavior and your actions.
Exactly. So if we genuinely have faith, you're gonna let it go.
Absolutely.
And once you let it go, if it's meant for you, if you put God's blessing on it, it's gonna come to you. And anything that didn't come for you, that you prayed about, it wasn't for you.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God. Ain't that what they say?
That's the only way.
Absolutely.
That's the only way. And I
used to stress over like audition. I'm like, I get it. They ain't called, they email.
You know what?
And
Let me
stressed.
tell you, the best things in life came to me effortlessly.
Oh my God.
And I'm not saying I didn't work for it, but it was opportunity. Yeah. What's the saying when luck and opportunity or something like that?
I don't think I heard that one, but tell me.
It's like when luck and opportunity meets, like, or when luck and preparation meets or something like that. It's fate, or I can't remember.
I like it. But
sound
like destiny to me.
Basically, right, exactly. What I learned in my life journey is that it's about being ready for what you're asking for. And so even in my lowest times, when I moved to LA back in 2012, 11 years ago, I think that was 11 years ago in May next month. Damn. Anyway, after living here for 3 months, I was homeless, living in my car, and I was living in my car for about 2.5 weeks or so at the time.
And let's not get it twisted. That shit is real.
It is.
That whole like
it tests you.
LA testing you and humbling you and doing all that. And not everybody has to go through this, but when you're leading with good intentions and you have a purity about yourself to where you're not going to sacrifice to sell your soul and to get these great grand opportunities because you've been in rooms with amazing people, but because your self-worth and your integrity, that can, what some people say, hinder you. But I promise you, if you stay true,
absolutely.
If you stay centered, and prayed up, those same people are gonna run into you in rooms or even on set. They know who I'm talking about. And they had the nerve to ask me, talking about, what you doing here, bitch? I booked the job.
Okay. Yeah.
You thought I needed you?
Period. Look, you thought I was feeling you?
You thought I was feeling you? Fuck out of here. And like years later, but like it's that kind of mindset to where don't give up on yourself because you are all you have.
Absolutely. And so thinking of prayer, I was in my car in a laundromat, and I had been living in my car for like 2 weeks or some change, and I was running out of money, didn't have a job. I was like, Lord, if I'm supposed to be out here, send me a sign. and I left it at that, said amen. I opened my door, and this lady is walking towards me, and she's like, hey, I'm giving away these clothes. Would you like some? I'm like, no, I'm good. And she's like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a singer, songwriter, musician. She's like, do you know a change is gonna come? And I'm like, yeah, by Sam Cooke. And she was like, yeah, can you sing a little bit for me? So I sing for her, and she's like, here's my number.
Give the people a little bit of it. Go ahead.
I was born by the river. In a little tent, oh, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Right. I go. So I like sing the whole song. Like, not the whole song, but I sing to her. She's like, here's my number. Thank you. She's like, here's my number. Let me know how much you would charge me to do like a couple songs. I'm doing a voting registration event September 27th, the day before my 21st birthday. So that was my first gig and my first paid gig in LA. She gave me $100 to sing 2 songs the day before my 21st birthday. And I saw that as like, literally a direct sign, an opportunity and a direct sign from God, because literally I had just prayed. Literally,
regardless of how the amount, it was the act. It was, I am supposed to be doing this.
Absolutely.
It's a fulfillment of knowing that what I prayed for is coming in its full fulfillment, and I don't care about the money.
Absolutely.
I'm here to do the Lord's work.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? I want to say too, you never know where God is going to meet you and who he's going to send to you. I was at this is around the same time, literally like a week before this situation happened of the laundromat. My mom got invited to this event for Ayanna Van Zandt Fix My Life. She did like a private screening at Sony Paramount. And my mom, she used to do like a lot of photo shoots for like Hyper and Word Up magazine. She's a cosmetologist and an instructor. And anyway, so I went, I was literally living in my car. I meet this lady, Regina Robinson. She's the editor of Essence magazine.
That sounds so familiar.
And we're talking.
What she look like?
She's like brown skin, she has short
tall?
hair. Yeah.
She did my interview for Essence 2011.
What?
Yeah. Wait, I think I still got her number in my phone. Wait. What's her name again?
Regina Robinson.
Hold on. Let me see.
So I meet her at the event.
Oh my God.
That's her.
That's her.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
Hold on.
I swear
go back to that.
To God that we know these. Wow, that's really.
Regina, hold on.
Yeah.
Damn, that's her same number. That's crazy. It's such a small world.
And she found me in Venice Beach.
Wow.
And I was just walking, minding my business. She came up to me. She said, "Come here, young black man." She was like, "I got some questions I want to ask you." She didn't tell me what she did or where from.
Yeah.
I just said yes.
Yeah.
And she interviewed me. She took my photo. It was like,
my goodness.
It was in the physical copy that Idris Elba was on the cover of. Mm-hmm. And I had my little cutout. I sent it to my grandma because she was asking like, what do you love about black women? Mm-hmm. And I had to like speak to my true authentic self because I don't have a black mother. The only black woman I experienced that was an elder to me was my dad's mom.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I spoke to her. I spoke about my grandmother and just like her strength and what she instilled in me. And you know, she's still here with me to this day. She prays for me every single day.
That's so dope.
So yeah, that's real. That's
so
funny.
dope. Yeah,
that is funny. Wow.
So I meet Regina at this event, and we're walking out, and she's like, "Where do you live?" And I'm like, "Oh, I live, on the west side." I would always make shit up, you know, and nobody ever knew because I had a gym membership at Planet Fitness. I was always dressed and smelling good, and so like people literally never knew. But this time I felt vulnerable, and I'm like, I'm in between places, and so she's like, "Have you ever heard of Creative Visualization and Living in the Light?" These books by Shakti Galwin. And they were like on Oprah's book list and all that. And I'm like, "No, I haven't heard of it." And so she's like, "I want to take you out for your birthday." So the day after my first gig, she took me out to a restaurant. I think it was Hugo's and in Culver City. And she gives me the 2 books. And she's like, I believe in you, and I see it for you, and just pour it into me.
Virginia, if you see this,
listen,
just know
I love you.
What you did and what you instilled,
yes,
kept us, inspired, young lady. And I hope you are doing well. God bless you, Queen.
Yes.
I hope you're doing amazing.
So I seen her like 5 years after that, and at this time, I was working for Universal Music Group. I had a song on a TV show. I had my own plays, car, all of that stuff.
Life changed.
Yes. And so I ran into her at an Angela Bassett, like LA Confidential type of event. And she like presented Angela with an award. And then I went up to her. Of course, she remembered me. She's like, we got to go out. Long story short, I was able to take her to the same restaurant that she took me. And this time I was able to treat her. And my life was a lot different. And she was like, one day I'm going to interview you and tell your story. And it was just like, having people like that are already successful to believe in you, it really means a lot. Especially when you're at your lowest point in life.
Or not, it don't even have to be the lowest, because I wasn't in my lowest when I first met AJ. You get what I'm saying? And AJ Crimson, he took me under his wing and just like introduced me to a whole new world of like, industry life and like
so he saw something in you.
Yeah, but I also had a drive and light in me that I wanted something different outside of the elements of what Atlanta had to provide at that time.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm extremely grateful for like Shy and Dion, who were stylists at the time, styling the video for Ludacris and LaToya Luckett. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have met AJ, and I wouldn't have met them if it wasn't for Raheem Thomas, who used to work at Capitol Records. So like I've been around, big name people, but I've always just kind of been like just in my own little world, figuring it out, because it's very hard for me to ask for something. It's not, I guess at this age, like it's not my fear of rejection, because I get rejected from audition tapes all the damn time. I don't care about that part. But that time it was very much so like, somebody tell me no, I'm gonna take offense, and you don't like me, and how come you don't like me? You know, my young mind.
Your fragile ego at the time.
Fragile ego. I'm thinking I'm the hottest kid on the block. What do you mean you don't want to work with me? You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But like when I tell you, life humbled me, and not only life humbled me, but when you have mature people around you who, like you said, already have made it and made a name for themselves, and people like that guiding and expressing and nurturing. Without overbearing or overstepping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm extremely grateful for the things that AJ instilled in me. You get what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
It's unfortunate that he passed at the time that he did, because I was just like, I was so proud of him, because he had just wrapped Wakanda and he wanted to just go on vacation. It's like, okay, until the next
He did
gig.
the makeup for Wakanda?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So when I went and saw the movie Wakanda Forever, I cried at the credits when I saw his name, because I was just like, this is his last body of work. Like, I am emotional. You get what I'm saying? And with the water elements and all these things and how much he loved the water and all these things I knew about him, it was just like very, very beautiful to see. But it crushed me. But like, not in a like sad way, but like, I miss him. And if this is how it had to end, I'm glad that this was your last body of work. You get what I'm saying? Because that's a huge project.
Yeah, it is.
Huge movie.
It is.
You get what I'm saying? He already had a brand name store, like everything already. It was just like black owned business. Supported black skin, black this, black that, and that's why I'm gun-ho on like black businesses and being about black people and supporting black brands. I'm wearing a black brand. I'm wearing a black brand. Like I love.
Can I ask you something? Would you model for my brand, Dreamheads?
Yeah, sure. But not one with weed on it.
It could. I have like so many different ones.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I low key, high key actually could make one special for you, because I'm working on a film head one. I haven't chose the actor to like do the cartoon based off it on.
I have a mean headshot that might fit.
Really? Okay, send it to me.
I will. I definitely will. But sure, absolutely. I've always been that way.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I've always been that way. I've always been that way. From even down to the cooking, when I first worked at like a barbecue pit that my stepdad's like uncle owned, and I quit Whitewaters, like cleaning up, like because it was the most paid job, to go work minimum wage in Atlanta at the time near Marietta Square working at a barbecue pit.
Yeah.
Just because I had a love for being around my people. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like, you know, some people be like, oh, well, you only have black. And I'm like, so if I walk outside in these streets and I walk past a bunch of cops, what you think they're going to look at me like?
A nigga.
Yeah, full-fledged.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck about the texture, the hair, the skin tone, none of that. You black. Black as hell. On my ID, it say black.
Okay. Well, I have several ideas, actually. One in particular, so I'm really trying to push this idea. I have a hoodie and a shirt and like merch. It's called Nurse Head. And it's my grandmother. She was a registered nurse. And the red Nurse Head hoodie, a portion of the proceeds are going to the AIDS Foundation.
Nice.
And I want to help raise awareness on that because I don't know if you know, but black people are affected by AIDS and HIV more than any other race.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and I want to help combat that. It's like we need to know more. We need to educate ourselves. And I'm all about
what is it with y'all?
Having good causes.
Well, us, because I can, I could talk, I could speak on self first.
Yeah.
What is it with us when we don't relate to something or want to talk about something? We so quick to judge.
We shy away from it and we judge
or we sweep it up under the rug, which now why it makes sense why my parents did it. My mama not even black, but she did it too.
I don't know if it stems from the church or slavery or black people wanting to appear perfect, even though we're not.
We're so imperfect. Yeah. But that is the most beautiful thing that I can say. Like, that's what I could see and discern through people is how imperfect and flawed they are, and I'm capable to still love them and forgive them. It doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to be around me. But I can appreciate.
So you've forgiven the people who have harmed you and molested you as a child? Absolutely.
My first heartbreak, my past relationships, mom, dad, because I couldn't. I witnessed, let me backtrack, I witnessed friends and family, even my siblings, like resent and grow and carry this energy towards the person that did this to them, not realizing like, hey, you gotta kind of forgive them because the power's in forgiving them. You don't realize what that's gonna do for you.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So being an example of that, I think that's why I can sit back and say like, it's beautiful to see that my siblings have a relationship with my dad. It's beautiful to see that, you know, my siblings are creating boundaries when it comes to like what they will and won't accept and, you know, those kind of things, because I kind of set that standard because I was the big communicator in my family. Nobody wanted to talk about our issues. Nobody cared to figure out the reasons or the whys and how comes, and let's get past that conversation so we can work on the forgiving part of the conversation. So that way I can love you for where you are now because I've learned a lot about you. For example, it was very hard for my mother to accept what happened to me because years later she opened up and expressed that the same had happened to her.
Wow.
And being that happened to her, she blocked mine completely.
So she didn't know how to respond to it because she had suppressed it so much that she wasn't even
She went through her whole life.
Wow.
Her whole entire life.
And she never told you?
Absolutely not. And she didn't even tell me when I told her that happened to me.
See, I think that goes back to what you just said about communicating and having these conversations.
But it took her to see, one time I went and I visited home in Atlanta, she was a bit emotional, but she looked at me just like as I'm in town. I helped her out of her rent at the time. I fixed her truck, took her get her hair and nails done, all stuff like that. And she looked at me when we were literally at a crossroad, like a train was coming. Yeah. And I was driving her truck back into the Vinings, and she looked at me and she started crying. She was like, thank you. She was like, your forgiveness meant the world to me.
Wow.
And that's gonna live with me for the rest of my life because I was just like, Mom, I had to.
Wow.
Because I wanted something different for myself. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because had I feel like had I not done that, I feel like I probably would have been stuck in Atlanta doing God knows what and using her or my dad or my circumstances as an excuse of why I can't be anything better. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
I don't know what the hell was in my brain at that young of an age where I said, I'm not doing that. I said, I forgive you, love you, but I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. I love that. Yeah. So with that being said, your current relationships or people you deal with, are you easy to forgive?
That's not a person, by the way. That is a dog.
Yeah, that's a dog. I'm gonna try to get it out with the sound, but yeah, she's knocked out.
But you said relationship.
I was gonna say, like are you quick to like forgive people, like in your dating relationships, or are you just kind of like red flag, I'm done, or what?
Now it's red flag.
Okay.
When I was a little hopeless romantic and accepted a lot of things in my right mind, I would never accept. Now, red flags, you're out here.
Okay.
I ain't got time.
How do people approach you? Like, are you typically the one to approach someone, or do you like to be approached?
Honestly, I think there is this double-edged sword.
Okay. Because
when I feel like I want to pursue something, it never works out in my favor.
Interesting.
But when I, like the 80-20 rule, like it's kind of like if I like somebody, they tend to not want to like me the same way I like them. But the person that's right here trying to talk to me, I don't like them the way they like me. So I'm just kind of like stuck in the middle.
I feel that too.
But what I learned is I ain't entertaining nobody no more.
I'm not mad at that. I'm
single, and I've been single.
Same.
DMs open, baby. No, I'm joking. No, they're not.
Ooh, well, y'all can definitely hit me up at 888-41-DREAM and buy some merch. You know, go to dreamheads.com.
You can hit me up at 213. You can book me to cook for families of 10 or more.
Ooh, okay.
Because my minimum is $2,300.
Period.
If you ain't got the coin, you ain't got the coin. But
okay.
No, dating in LA. After my first heartbreak, I tried. Yeah. It's cool. Dated here and there, and things have gone good. And I knew in it before fully committing that I wasn't ready. There was things I needed to work on for self, for my own commitment issues, to my communication issues, to shit that I didn't even know was wrong to do.
Yeah.
I've just been in my own element, protecting myself for so long that it can affect someone who's trying to penetrate, you know, my soul and my heart and my mind.
Yeah.
And I've just had this wall. But, you know, now that I'm in therapy, Black Men in Therapy, shout out to y'all. Now that I'm in therapy, like, I'm just, if the person that's meant for me is not willing to accept where I am and who I am and acknowledging where I come from, because I'm pretty much an open book once you get to know me, and who I'm going to become, then you are not for me.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? Because
people should love. Listen, people should love and support everything that you do and who you are and the.
Because I'm a big supporter. Like I'm so dumb in a relationship to where I tend to forget about my motherfucking self. And my ex was somebody to tell me, like, one of the reasons why we broke up is because you lost sight of yourself. And I said,
wow.
Pursuing love, thinking it was love, but the love should have been here first.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I will always respect that and acknowledge that, like, I can no longer give that and the accountability. And my last partner that told me that was there was no reciprocity.
Wow.
So I gave and gave and gave.
Yeah.
But had I stayed true to self and self-love and worry about self, I would acknowledge that there was no reciprocity, and I could have probably left a lot sooner.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think reciprocity is one of the biggest things.
If I ain't got that, if you ain't coming with reciprocity, get the fuck away from me. Bye. Peace out. No, I genuinely am. I'm 34 years old, bro.
Yeah, you know what you want.
I know what I want. I pay attention to the red flags. I have my hard nose, and I have moments of weakness to where, you know, I've been alone for a minute. You know, I might have this girl in my bed, this person in my bed, and I know I don't want nothing to do with them, but, you know, I'm grown. I pay my own goddamn bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I live alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
I can do what the fuck I want.
I live
in my
alone
house
too.
This is my house.
Yes.
But I know that's not fulfilling in the long run, so I've been practicing being by myself and doing more productive things, like saying yes to the right things and maintaining the no's to the things that I can discern that are not beneficial to my health, regardless if it's a fleshly want or a fleshly need. You get what I'm saying? So I battle that. I'm a man. You know, we have hormones. You get what I'm saying? There's a scientific, backing to that. You know, we have moments, but challenge. I can't even fucking talk right now. Channeling. Thank you. Channeling. I can't fucking say it. Goddamn tequila. But channeling that has been more beneficial to my spiritual and my chakras and my mental. Mm-hmm. And anytime I ever tap into that, blessings start to pour out. Wow. So it makes me feel like I'm not actually supposed to be with anybody right now. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I think
it's a weird in between, because if I've learned anything, it's the universe and God even telling me, like, wait, be patient. Yeah. Because I promise you, if you give all that love, you're so ready to kind of like give to someone else.
Sometimes you got to give that to you.
And build yourself up. Yeah. I'm going to send you someone that's meant for you, where you're never going to lack love and the respect and want that you've always craved. Wow. You get what I'm saying?
I received that from my own love life. Okay?
I am being patient and I am being kind to myself.
I love that.
You know?
I love that.
So I'm going to see what happens. Y'all wish me luck on this love endeavor. But it's not my main focus.
It's not.
It's not. But
as you got to get to these bags and into your life,
but then if you really think about that, you get to the bags, you get to said fame and success in the world. What would you say is your outlook on whether or not you could trust somebody new, or would you dibble back into your past and get somebody you feel like kind of knows you and been around for a while?
Yeah, I would say it's based on...
Or would you think somebody new is just trying to get you because of who you become?
Right. I feel like I have a pretty good discernment into, like, if someone is really here for me and who I am as a person versus, like, who I am and what I have or what I've done. Like, because those things to me are fleeting. Like, can you love me when I lived in my car? You know, can you love me when I was not as confident as I am now?
And you just told me earlier too that you had somebody that you experienced, like you kind of got your shit together. So it's like
So I was.
But people like that, what did we say earlier? They flee.
Chop. So I want to tell them about the story. So I was talking to this person.
No names.
No names.
We don't give our names here.
We don't give our names because they gotta pay us to give us names. So we were talking for a couple weeks. And I ran into one of my neighbors. He wrote, I'm in Love with Another Man by Jasmine Sullivan and Golden by Jill Scott. And so I'm like, yo, I just started my YouTube channel. I would love to interview you. He's like, yeah, like text me, like let's make it happen. And then my person who I was talking to just disappears. And so then like, I'm like, hey, like after I finished that conversation, I'm like, hey, where'd you go? Like, I'm assuming you went home, ? He's like, yeah, you were occupied and you never asked to interview me and you never asked to work with me. And I was like, what the fuck? Definitely.
Wait, ain't there a song that Justin said? Why you gotta be so insecure?
Why you gotta be so insecure? Like, it's like, what I have, I'll show you how to get it. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to be jealous or
But that wasn't your person.
Like, it wasn't. And that's what showed me that.
They showed up for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they did.
And it does take trial and error and experience, because, you can come up in the church and learn about discernment and have these things, but until it happens to you, like, when I got my heart broken, if I can be completely honest, I did feel like that was my karma, because I played the game. My dad was a player. I learned it from him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when that shit happened to me, I didn't regret, because I feel like regrets are mistakes you do not learn from. I was very, very knowledgeable of, and it reminded me of, like, well, maybe the person that did try to pursue me in the past that had good intentions and I treated them like shit and all these different things. I played the game and the elements of what that is when you're too young to appreciate the good in your life as you're pursuing what you consider your own definition of good. It's one of those things where it's just like, when that happened, I just was like, oh, this is my karma.
Wow.
It was my karma, and I'm talking about hard, like hard karma. Like, gave up my apartment, quit my job to keep eyes on the motherfucker.
What?
Like, moved into the motherfucker's house and just trying to like, I did some dumb shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. I did the dumbest shit.
Anybody who is interested in myself, please know that I'm not gonna quit my job. I'm not gonna move for you. I'm not gonna do any of the things. Like, no, we're gonna build together.
No, listen, when the motherfuckers start cheating on you,
yeah,
I was on some like, okay, well, shit, I guess I ain't gotta go to work today. So what's up? What are we doing?
Wow. See.
Yeah, but those are all learning experiences. Those are things that you learn from, and you know, being unintentional in those decision makings because I, you know, young.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I'm acting out.
Yes.
I'm not actually communicating what I'm feeling. I'm not actually communicating that this is how you made me feel. This is what you did to make me react.
Yeah.
I'm growing to resent. I'm growing these newfound things that I never experienced before, like resentment and vindictiveness and all these things.
So you have the language now
to prevent myself from ever wanting to relive those kind of acts because, baby, I have more dignity and pride and I'm going to walk the fuck away. You fucking on this, I'm out.
Listen,
I promise you.
Knowing your worth
is
key.
I wish I was that wise at that age, but like I said, I do believe it was my karma for me to grab that stamp in life, to move forward, to appreciate when real love does walk into my life to where I can be as open and honest. Even being flawed with being single, a single entrepreneur, actor in LA, and trying to date, you know what I'm saying? Because if I can be honest, I get guys and girls trying to talk to me all the time. I'm literally like, y'all see how I look. Y'all do not care. Y'all don't even ask me how I am.
Yeah.
How's my mental health?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pay attention to all those things now. So if someone anybody slide in my DMs, comes with that kind of energy, it's going to be, I wouldn't say tough for them. It's going to be like, don't use what I just said to try to manipulate experience with me because I promise you, you're going to fail. Yeah. You get me?
You have to be genuine. And I honestly, I love, I'm more of the chaser. Like, I'm so persistent when it comes to like,
so am I.
Getting somebody, I'm like.
But I haven't liked nobody in a very long time.
Me neither. I
think the last person I liked like that was the person I tried to date after my ex.
Okay.
Because I thought but then when you were fresh out of something, ain't no way God just put this person in your life that fast. Well, here, go reap the benefits of your pain and suffering.
I mean.
And then you fuck it up and you be like, fuck.
Yeah, you definitely got to heal and deal and all of that.
I left no room for true healing.
Wow.
And again, that's my flaw. That's my life experience. Those are things that I had to go through to kind of appreciate what was done in those endeavors of trying to date past a heartbreak. Wow. But when I cut that off, I realized that, and this was kind of recent, a few months ago, I went to dinner and I wanted some clarity because we had been talking for a minute. I think your card ran out.
Oh no. So I'm gonna go fix that. But
just
let me fix it.
Cause you ain't wait, what's dead? The
we
card?
Almost done. Yeah, the card is full. So.
Wait, we ain't talking nothing about no acting. We
didn't.
Person.
I gotta
person. Hey, and we're back. We're back from our commercial break. I hope you guys went and copped them hoodies. Signed up, text the number. What's the number again?
1-888-41-DREAM.
41 Dream.
Yes.
41 Dream. Dreamheads.
Yes. Yeah. Dreamheads.com.
Dreamheads.com. Get your t-shirts, get your beans, get your hats.
Yes. That's the name of my clothing brand.
Who was that? I went on a little date.
What were you saying? You went on a date.
I did, and I wanted some clarity. And on that particular date, this is the last person I dated. It was like, I had heard I'm not ready, you
from them?
Yeah, you did this, you did that, and it was very much so it wasn't clicking, persistency, all those things, key elements of oh, well, no, because we dated, we're going to work it out, blah, 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 thinking I was ready for something new. Yeah. And it was crazy to me that when I heard that, when I kind of stood up for myself, I got back into therapy, and I was just I need clarity on this situation so I can move forward in my life, and these are what my yes and no's are. Yeah. Do you want to make this work? Yeah. Well, no, but yes, but I'm not ready for you to leave my life. And I said, oh, I'm out. I don't know what the fuck happened at that dinner. clicked, and I said, "You will never hear from me again."
Wow. And they never heard from you again?
Never.
Wow. Yeah. Are you a blocker?
No.
Okay. You just...
I'll block if I'm in the beginning stages because I'm just like, if I don't have the freedom to express myself on Twitter or Instagram, but like just pure innocent memes that just might resonate with like past situations or friend situations, and they ride my dick about like, well, you posted that you know there was this and that, and I feel like you're talking about your ex.
Tweet about me.
I'm like, it was a lyric to a fucking song.
Right.
Would you like for me to send you the song to like clarify that and all that little petty bullshit? But yeah. Going from that and learning from that with the dating world, I just kind of like been a little bit more reclusive, and I'm happy with my decision making, if I can be completely honest, because like I said, I'm back in therapy and seeking out the answers to provide a healthy standpoint moving forward with work, life, romance, all those things.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And then I got my new shit coming out. I got movies coming out.
Tell me about it.
I'm working my way up, you know what I'm saying?
You mentioned the Tubi movie that's out now. Can you please tell them what it's called? I don't know if you mentioned the title.
It's called No Way Out. It's out on Tubi right now.
No
you guys
Way Out.
don't have to like go spend no money on it. It's free.
It's free. You gotta watch it.
It's just an app. You just go download it and watch it for free.
Okay.
You know, it might be an advertisement in there, but what's an advertisement compared to you not having to like put your credit card number in or anything like that? Shout out to Tubi, bro. They literally had a segment in the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
That, right? So when Tubi like got everybody's attention, they thought somebody touched the remote.
I didn't even see it.
And I was like,
coming up. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
dope.
if you watch the Super Bowl, then you know that kind of happened. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, it's called No Way Out, starring Marcus Houston, and I believe his name was Christian or Cisco, something like that. Yeah, with Lyrica Anderson. I played the role of Charlie, which is Lyrica's. She is opposite of Marcus. They were married, and I play her new boyfriend. But you guys got to watch it. It's a really, really, really good film.
We would definitely be watching it.
Yes.
Y'all watch it, okay? If y'all support me, y'all support this guy.
Thank you.
Albert Loman.
Yeah, and if you've seen my face before, you know, I've been around BET Plus, All Black, you know, I was on House Divided for like 3 seasons, played the role of Keno.
Listen.
It's extreme blessing, one of my like greater projects that I kind of like, I really enjoyed doing because I never thought I'd be on a scripted TV like series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So working with the likes of like Lisa Ray, like Paula J. Parker, like those people I looked up to growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Brad James. What is her name? Dominique. I don't want to say her last name wrong, but it's like Duvier? Something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Duvois or something?
Yeah, she's like from New Orleans, so it was like one of them like French, you know, last names, you know. Yeah. She played Brittany, which was like the mix up of like how the characters got involved, like a whole little 3-way situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if y'all haven't seen it, make sure y'all go check that out on All Black Network. Played the role of Keno, been on it for 3 seasons, and they just finished. I think they just aired season 5, which is the final chapter.
Wow.
Yeah, so for 5 seasons, I was able and blessed enough to be on that platform for 3 seasons.
Wow, that's super dope. So where can people find you now? Like, I know you said you're taking a little hiatus.
I'm on a hiatus from Instagram, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 420. Should I get back on Instagram?
I think you should get back on. Because you're a whole brand. You're a business. People need to see you.
You know, I'm thinking about it.
And you got a movie. You got films coming out and stuff.
I do.
You got a film that's out right now.
I have a movie that just
Tubi.
came out on Tubi.
Like,
I got another movie coming out on TV One.
People want to do their research and say, who is this? Like,
well, listen. For right now, I still am, you know, I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
You know, I kind of talk my shit on Twitter.
Your Twitter is what?
Albert, ALBERT, Loman, LOMAN. Y'all can find me on Twitter. I talk mad shit. It's where I kind of like let my personality fly a little bit with that. And I'm not on Snapchat. I don't post really Don't really post on Facebook.
Okay.
And I deactivated my Instagram, but I'm not going for long.
Temporarily.
I just needed a little hiatus just because the algorithm and all
I feel you.
world of what Instagram is. Like, I'm just not here for it right now. Like, it does nothing for me.
And you have that choice as a human being.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I think we all do.
Yeah.
You know?
And it doesn't
like
matter
your phone will literally remind you like where you spend your most time.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's kind of like
that screen time is crazy.
It's like, oh shit, I spent that much time doing what?
Yeah.
Let me get the fuck up off of this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Because you get sucked into it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's meant to keep you on the platform.
Distracted.
So, exactly.
Yeah. I'm no longer distracted, baby. I'm booked.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's booked. Okay.
Trying to be, you know, I'm blessed. I'm grateful for every opportunity, even just the mere auditions. So hopefully I can speak life into this interview and say that I just did 2 killer auditions for another BT project.
Yes.
Directed by Mona Scott Young. And if all goes well, I will be having another project coming out. And you guys will see that. And shout out to you. Thank you for helping me film that.
Sure.
It was the first time helping me. Well, first time, what you said, filming a self-tape? Helping somebody?
Yeah, the first time I filmed a self-tape. Yeah, for sure.
It came out great. Yeah. It's always like, you know, I'm the actor, you know, I kind of had to, you know.
He was super professional. Like, he knew his lines. He, like, knew how to, his facial expressions, everything.
It came out good. I wish I could share the audition tape with you guys, but maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Hey.
Once I'm booked and wrapped.
Yes.
And it's out, then I could be like.
Well, I want you to know I see it for you. Whatever you do, it's going to be successful.
Thank you.
And whatever is for you is going to be for you.
Amen.
Yeah, so you got this.
Appreciate that.
It did. The battery died.
I guess that means lights out, you guys.
All right, y'all. So please check out Albert Loman's movie.
Wow.
Excuse me, film.
Wow.
And everything that this man does, we need to support our black people.
Yeah.
Okay?
You go to my IMDb. You can check me out. See all my projects on there.
Yes.
My Brother's Keeper. To Miles and Cow. To Swag Inc. To Trigger. Which I did. I didn't even speak about that movie, but I did Trigger with Jeremy Meeks.
What's that about?
It's like brothers, family, hostage, kind of gun, blazing, police justice kind of movie. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It was good. Jordan Woods, Jeremy Meeks, Erica Peoples. We all like. It was a great movie, great project. Another BT film. Shout out to Footage Films for keeping me booked. Y'all keep me booked. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much.
Yes, thank y'all.
But yeah, I'm very happy, and you guys can go watch all the work I've done on any of my links at IMDb. Willie Albert Loman III.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's Willie WILLIE. That's where you'll find me.
Well, we're gonna.
And when I'm back on Instagram, it's at ALBERTLOMAN.
Okay,
and you'll put it like
I'm gonna link it.
Like bing, 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 bing.
Absolutely.
Like somewhere.
I got you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in again. It's been an honor and a pleasure to come before you. Aren't you
interviewing Angela Bassett next? Like.
You know what? I haven't seen that. God, thank you, Lord.
Man,
you know, let's speak you want to speak that into my life?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I always say you don't know what God is going to do in your life. Mm-hmm. So I'm relinquishing all control. I surrender. Whatever God wants for me, I want for me too.
Amen.
You know?
And what he don't want, you got to be able to...
Listen, I don't want it.
Yeah. It ain't for you.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He protected you from something.
He did.
He's your protector, your provider.
Rejection is God's protection.
Amen.
Okay?
And he's providing you all in the same way.
All the time. Every day.
Every day.
Listen, God is good every day, all day.
All day.
God don't get me started, because, listen, I will get into my little Kojic Baptist...
Come on,
Southern
Kojic!
Baptist praise.
If I'm going to end on any note, I'm going to end on this note. You guys, peace, not hate. Mm-hmm. Love, not pain. Yes. I got it tatted on my veins.
Yes.
It's me. It's Albert, and I'm out. Hey. And
God is good, baby.
All the time.
Thank you.
All right, I'm hungry.
So what was that? Does that air on your channel?
What's up, my money-making people? I want to tell y'all about my brand new book, Accelerate Your Business, 9 Steps to 100K Plus in just 90 days. Listen, if you want to know how to fund your business, how to structure your credit profile for funding, then you need my book. Go to fundmybrand.com and get your copy today. Listen, y'all, today I have a sale going on, and it's information that you need in your life, okay? Because you don't need a funding company, you don't need a credit repair company. All you need to do is go to fundmybrand.com. Look, if you want to go from this to this, then go to fundmybrand.com and get your copy today. I'll see you at the bank.
Conway Connects.
Get you good credit.
Conway
Back in that